It is Thursday, the 18th day of November, 2021. And don't you just hate when real life gets in the way of your hobbies or anything really? I'm recording this episode much earlier than I would care to because I have to travel for work for a few days. I like to travel even if it's in a professional capacity, so I'm not all that broken up about it, but I am a bit miffed that it falls during prime recording time. Like shit getting in the way of my terrible hobby. Thankfully, though, I have a shit ton of voicemails to fill the time. And there's some gems in here, so hold on to your hats. Buckle up. Other shit. I have a cold. I'm getting over a cold. So, it's going to sound worse than usual. Buckle up for that too. Buckaroo. So a big early thank you to the listeners for coming through when I needed them the most. Tell your friends. All that and more on episode number 99. Woo! The great one, Darko Milicic. Oh man, Celtics legend. I bet you forgot he played for the Celtics. He literally played 5 minutes for the Celtics. 5 minutes. Yep. Maybe more. I could be wrong. I didn't really dig that deep. He was drafted ahead of Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. Thankfully, not by the Celtics, mind you. The Pistons took him. He's now a farmer in his native Serbia. Darko. Wait, actually, I'm sorry. That's wrong. It's the great one, Manny Ramirez episode. Sweet swinging Manny and his jolly Mannywood shtick while in LA with the Dodgers. The best right-handed hitter I've ever seen. He was no, not him either. Okay. It's the Wild Thing, Mitch Williams episode. Oh man, remember that guy, crazy Phillies closer who fuck, come on, no. Big Cat Ernie Ladd. Oh, Todd Hundley. Pittsfield native Turk Wendell. Okay, fine. I'll stop. Stop trying to be funny. It's not funny. It's episode number 99. The Paulina Gretzky's father's episode. Holy shit. His daughter is hot. That's all right here, right now, on Complaints and Observations.
Still, the most less than average podcast on the internet. With a host who's the smartest person in the room when he's the only one there. A continuing odyssey into mediocrity. Guaranteed to make you question your life choices and your own sanity. This is Complaints and Observations with Dave LaPointe. Who the hell is Dave LaPointe?
Thank you as always, Ken. Greatly appreciated. Welcome to the program, everyone. All four of you. I appreciate it. I'm going to hear from most of you on this episode, so get ready. Yeah. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so very much for coming. It's greatly appreciated. I have nothing. Excuse me. I have nothing of any importance to talk about today. There will be some things that come up during the course of the show, but basically replying to the variety of voicemails that I got. So, without further ado, this is what happens when the listeners drive the show. We're jumping right in.
Yo, Dave, Banksley here, live from Logan Airport International, straight out of Air France Lounge. What's up? So, just got back from Jamaica, and I learned a fun fact for you. So, not a con, not an of, but a fun fact. Did you know our own Paul Revere looks exactly like Jack Black? Google it. It's true. Tell your friends. I have a better story I'm calling it with. Bye.
I Googled it. There is a similarity there, and apparently it's a well-known thing because it's all over the interwebs. I find it amusing. I think Paul looks like he has some higher cheekbones. So I think that's where the simularity, really, David? I think that's where the similarity may end, but yeah, not too bad. Not too bad, Scott. Thank you very much. Let's hear Scott's other voicemail.
Yo, Dave, Banksley again. If I didn't say that earlier, the wine in Air France Lounge is pretty good. Anywho, so I saw some awesome live reality TV nonsense in Jamaica, which I wanted to share. So basically, we were in the pool pretty early. It's called like 12:31. There's definitely some people who've been there since it opened. And was swimming around, and this large chick comes up to me and just blatantly goes, "Would you like to touch my boobs?" And I go, "No, thank you, ma'am," because she's pretty gross, and my wife's right over there. However, that's just the beginning. Then there's another woman who's sitting at the bar. Let's call her a very rough 43. And she's basically soliciting, looking for anything and anyone. For example, she looks at me, she goes, "Your name's Scott. I bet you would love to taste what my pussy feels like." And I'm like, "No, I don't. No, thank you." Sure enough, she finds a hook. They start getting out in the pool. And I hear him say, let's call him Dum Dum. And Dum Dum says, my girlfriend be really into this. So they walk off, they go into the ocean. Girlfriend comes around looking for Dum Dum with food for him, wondering where her Dum Dum is. And we all just kind of look at it going, he went to the ocean. And basically you hear a lot of yelling, reality stepping in, and basically a relationship ruined because of a rough 43-year-old, aka 63. Hope you enjoy.
So, a couple things to kind of wrap up both of Scott's voicemail. First, thank you, Scott. The content is delightful. It's appreciated. Second, I love how Scott has to announce his I don't want to call them bona fides because that's not it. But I wish I had a fucking tractor trailer horn sound effect for Scott tuning his own horn. Hey, just got back from Jamaica. Hey, I'm in the Air France Lounge. Oh, I love it. It's so funny. But what a fucking crazy story. I hope you guys could hear that. There are, and I've talked about it on the show before, the weird fucking shit that goes down at adults only resorts. I mean, my wife and I have only gone a few times to Sandals, which I think is a bit more tame than Secrets, which is where I think Scott was. I think he mentioned Secrets. But it's always, that's what, when you think adults only, all inclusive, the 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 immature people automatically assume, oh, it's a fucking swingers lounge. Well, sure enough, here's Scott hanging out in Jamaica in a pool, rough 43, which, look, not everybody can be an attractive 43 like myself. So, what can you do? Rough 43-year-old walking around offering her snatch to, whoever's there to take it. What I'm curious about is was this woman alone? And I don't think I got that from the. I listened to the voicemail a handful of times, and I've read the poor Google transcription a handful of times, and I don't see it. But she finds a willing participant. But the fact that there's two of these broads, there's the boobs one, and then there's the pussy one. I mean, there's a lot going on there in this Jamaican pool. But I guess, look, if you get away with it once, it kind of makes me. And here's a terrible sort of connection. Okay, think about Deshaun Watson, the quarterback from the Texans, who's now being sued by 25 women, 25 masseuses. Is that the proper pluralization of masseuse? Masseuses? Maasai? No, I don't know. Anyway, my hypothesis there is that, and I think I said this on the show too, is that he got away with it once, like the first time. So the first time he goes in, he makes a move on the masseuse. She obliges. So now he assumes that every single masseuse is willing to partake. So it makes me wonder if maybe this woman or these women did the same thing. The first time they went to an adults only all inclusive joint, it ended up being they got it, and they served it up, and it was taken. So it makes me wonder if that's how it went. I'm sorry, I'm moving around. It's a very unprofessional episode of the show. But yeah, I wonder if that's what that is. Huh. But then the dude's like, oh, geez, I'm going to get up and leave. My wife or girlfriend is going to come back. Obviously, he knows that she's coming back, but he gets up and goes into the ocean with some skag. What's the matter with you, dude? That's what I said before. Fucking guys are so dumb. They're dumb. It could have been handled in a number of different ways. Hey, hang out, wait for my girlfriend to come back. Because obviously he's assuming that she's going to be into it for some weird ass reason. But if you play your cards right, you can make a joke out of it, right? You could say, well, just hang out here, wait for my girlfriend or my wife to come back. Make a little small talk. Hey, this place is pretty nice. Weather's pretty good. Is this your first time here? Are you by yourself? Then your wife or girlfriend comes back. Honey, she wants to join us in a romp between the sheets here at Secrets in Jamaica. I am totally slandering that organization, so my apologies. And then when the wife or girlfriend is clearly disgusted, you can laugh it off and then tell the hag to shove off. I had never thought of that until just now. That is a 100% promise. Not that I would ever be in that position anyway, so. But I just wonder how ruined that relationship actually is. I'm going to need a follow-up. Because obviously, as with everything, I have a ton more questions. Like there's some circumstances involved. Like what happened at the end. I'm sure Scott wasn't really willing to divulge in the dirty dirties while he's sitting in the Air France lounge as he's getting ready to board a free flight to Gay Paris. Oh man.
Hey Dave, it's Dave. Long time no talk. Something that's been on my mind all week. Taylor Swift. She is the most mediocre artist out there. What is all the fucking hype and worship over this chick? I don't get it. She doesn't do it for me. Music's songwriting looks She's just average. That's all for me today.
David, I couldn't. I don't want to say I couldn't agree more, because I can't agree more. We have mostly the same thoughts here. Okay, mostly. Number one, the excitement and the hype surrounding this thing, this re-recording, is bananas, flat out fucking bananas. I don't get it. Obviously, maybe it's just not for me. I'm a guy in my early 40s. Taylor Swift is not for me. I don't know, but look, I can appreciate it. I can say, um, I can understand why people would like her music. I don't get all the histrionics around the whole thing, and uh, you know, I do get, and I love the fact that she's telling Scooter Braun, the guy who owns all of her previous recordings, to basically fuck off and re-recording everything. I mean, that is a baller ass fucking move. I love that. She gets major points from me for that because that's awesome. I just don't think the music's that good. I don't know. She can sing. She's a good singer. She can clearly write songs. She does a good job. She tells stories. She's an excellent storyteller within the context of her music, which is terrific. That's how you're supposed to do it. However, I mean, right now, I think Adele is better. I mean, Adele is a way better singer. Way better. No one will convince me otherwise. Because if you're listening to the two of them and you think Taylor Swift is better, you're fucking on crack. On crack. There's just no way. Plus, Adele can write stories within her music, the context of her music, and she does a hell of a job. Now, Dave also mentioned looks. Taylor Swift is a very cute young woman. She's cute. That's all I got. I'm not pining for the young lady by any stretch of the imagination. I think she's okay. I think Adele right now, she's okay. I think she might be better looking than Taylor Swift. That's what I think. Clearly, I'm just standing for Adele here, but what can you do? That's just how it is. So, yeah, I'm with Dave. The hype and the hysteria behind it. Yeah, I'm not following it.
Hey, Dave, it's Dave again. I wasn't going to call again, but you keep jamming it down our throats on social media to leave voicemail, so I'm just trying to help a guy out. But anyway, I'm a week late, but hoping to make maybe a podcast first here by complaining about a caller that you had 2 weeks ago who talked about how he hates when people talk to him at the Patriots game about other games going on. Honestly, this guy clearly is not a bettor. He clearly doesn't gamble on sports because that is my number one favorite thing when I go to a game. It's, hey, what's happening with that game? What's happening with that game? Because there's money everywhere. So I have the complete opposite stance of that guy. And hopefully I don't run into him at a game because he's not going to like the conversation. But anyway, wanted to give my 2 cents on that because I was appalled when I listened to that and clearly never want to be in a sporting event with that guy. So yeah, thanks. And really happy that you don't even, you when you tell people to call the voicemail now, you only put the numbers out. You don't even rip them, whatever you used to call it. And I take full credit for that. So yeah, have a good one.
Fuck yeah, fuck. Yeah, Dave does get full credit for just having the voicemail line number instead of me trying to be fucking kitschy and cute. Fuck. I forgot that was his idea because he couldn't spell on a telephone keypad. All of you fucking numbskulls. Goddamn. Anyway, looks like we have some listener on listener crime. Dave bringing the heat doesn't like what another listener said. Ooh. However, I kind of disagree with Dave in this one. Now, here's the thing, okay? I do gamble. But if I'm paying to see a Patriots game, I'm there to watch the game. If I'm at a bar to watch a game and some people start talking about other games, fine. That's acceptable. But within the confines of the stadium, like you have all the information on your phone. You don't need to talk to strangers about it because I don't care. I can see it on my phone. If they show the highlights, which they do occasionally, they're old. They're always old highlights during a stoppage of play. Let's go to the red zone. Here's such and so and doing this touchdown. Yeah, well, that happened fucking 15 minutes ago, John Rook. We already fucking know that. Fuck. I totally forgot that he'd said that too. Damn it. Oh well, I can't get mad. The voicemail numbers have been through the roof. It's all cuz of associate producer Dave. Thank you. However, I do disagree. Now, flip side of the coin here, right? I need my other listener buddy Andrew to call in and have at it. Now, here's the thing: is I'm planning for the big episode number 100, hoping to have some like sort of a live interaction that hopefully I can record and edit down into a podcast. Probably not going to happen because I am technologically dumb. But if we could get both those guys together somehow, I don't know how, but oh boy, just terrible. But the concept here is terrific. Terrific concept. In theory. In practice, horrible, lousy. And it's all my fault. And I'm the one fucking steering the ship. Good Lord. But yeah, so, kind of as I'm rambling here, oh boy, a lot of rambling. Yeah, that's, he's not totally right, but he's not totally wrong. Somewhere in the middle. And I think if I'm there to watch the Patriots or watch whoever, okay, so timeout, back up. Here's the thing. If I'm in a stadium to see another game and I don't really give a fuck about that game, have at it. Talk to me about all the fucking games you want. But I mean, if I'm specifically in a place to watch my team, I don't want to hear about anything else. Between innings, you can talk about it. During timeouts, you can talk about it. Halftime, talk about it. Whatever. But I don't want something to like be fucking punching me in the side, being like, "Oh, fucking Kansas City just threw a pick, man!" Like, all right, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm watching 3 yards in a cloud of dust down the field here. So that's where we differ, I think. But I think it sort of matters where you are in the situation. And I rambled for 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, so I don't know if like every time I make complaints, I'm just gonna do like 2 complaints in a row, anytime I decide to. But here I am doing that again. But and I don't know if this is kind of hacky or not, but I just feel really passionately about this like this year. But I really hate like when people decide to like throw birthday parties for themselves, like when it's not a milestone. Like I've had to go to like a couple 28th birthday outings like this year, and I'm just not really into it. I feel like it's like, my girlfriend tried making me do that for my birthday, and I was like, no, I just want to go out to dinner with you, get a few drinks or whatever, and she like made it into this like group outing anyways, and I like openly was just like, why are we doing this? Like, and I could see though, like I said, with milestones, like say you're turning 30 and you want to like rent out a function room or something and then just be like, hey, pass in, stop in for a drink, like, let's, cheers, or, make like a casual night of it. But, like this weekend coming up, I have to go to this birthday I'm in Boston. I'm going to the Seaport. Like, there's a full itinerary. We're going from like 5:30 to 7 to one restaurant, then like 7 to 8:30 at another, and then we're ending up at the Grand at some point. Like, I literally just want to get sick, like, or get COVID. Not really, but I just don't want to fucking do this shit. And I think it's just like, come on, we all need to grow up now. Like, there's no reason to not say happy birthday to somebody, but do we really need to be doing all of this just because you, like, lived another year?
Oh, man. I am so mad at myself that I have never had that complaint. Non-milestone birthday celebrations or birthday parties for yourself. All of that was unbelievable. Fucking A, that was good. And I agree with all of it. A couple of things, all right? One, I think it's way worse if you are in a relationship, you're a male. Now, look, I don't want to sound sexist, but I think it's more of the female persuasion that gets into that. Oh my God, it's my birthday thing. You know what I mean? And the holy shit, we need to do something thing. So if you're a guy, and I can only speak from a male perspective. So if you're a guy and you're in your late 20s, early 30s, you're in a steady relationship, your lady has a lot of friends, they tend to hang out and they do things together. You're stuck doing whatever at the whim of your significant other. Okay. I think it's way worse if you live in a thriving metropolitan area such as Boston. And it's probably, hear me out, okay? Do you think it's worse? Do you think it's worse if you live in Boston than if you lived in New York City, okay? Where in New York City, this is how I've always felt New York City was, okay? Where there's something different to do all the time. All the time. Literally, you could do something different, go someplace different and new every single night for a year. Maybe even more than that. Whereas in Boston, you don't have those options. You have a lot fewer, even especially now, it's even fewer. So, like Andrew said there, where they're going from this restaurant, which now see, I've fucking confused myself here because I'm trying to do 8 things at once. You're gonna start at 5:30 and then leave somewhere exactly at 7 o'clock and then go to the next stop. How many fucking stops? That's appalling. That is appalling. The poor guy has to go to the seaport. The seaport is nice, but here's the thing. Every single time I've been to the seaport in the last 5 years, it's different. There's something new every single fucking time. And I'm just waiting for that whole section of the city to just fucking fall into the ocean. Because it's like the rest of the city, it's built on fill. It just seems that the seaport is just newer fill. So I don't know. But man, that was great. That was so fucking good. That was a dream voicemail. Thank you. Not to say that the previous voicemails that I got from David and from Scott were not as good, even though they weren't. No, serious, no. It's just that Andrew's was delightful. And again, because I'm pissed off at myself for not thinking of that before. Throwing your own birthday party. When you get to be like in your 40s, though, and you have a birthday, it's like, okay, you can go one of two ways with that. All right, you can either not give a fuck, or you can go all out. Some people choose to go all out because maybe something happened to them in their 30s and they want to celebrate the fact that they're still alive. I don't know. I guess you could do that at any age, though, right? Doesn't have to be restricted to your 40s, does it? I don't think so. I don't really have I don't know. If somebody else throws you the birthday party, fine. That's okay. Roll with it. Roll with it. But don't be planning your own shit, especially if it's a large event where you're going from venue to venue with a group of people. And again, I guess you can get away with that in the city, but out here in the burbs, out here in the sticks, we can only go to a handful of places. And it's usually hibachi and then the strip club.
Hey, I'm back with another complaint this week. So I don't know if it's an Irish thing, but I have like a few friends like that come from Irish immigrant parents, and they see a similarity in what I'm about to complain about. But I kind of hate like how my mom and like a lot of old people I know, like when they don't know what else to talk about, they just like mention how someone died. Like earlier today, I'm just talking with my mom and she goes like, "Oh, like Petey died, like this random fucking guy in Ireland that I've met one time." And like that's just kind of a recurring theme with just not knowing what else to talk about really. And then I look like the asshole because I don't say anything. I'm just kind of like, "Oh yeah, that sucks," like boo. But it's at the point now, like where this guy at work, like he brought it up today to me too, how he had to go to a wake and like that he didn't really know the guy, but it's like a friend of a friend, and it just seems like old people, what are they doing? Like, are they just like worried about themselves dying soon, and that's why they like go to more funerals and shit? Anyways, like that's my complaint. I'm kind of sick of hearing the conversation topic of it just being death after death. And especially when it's people I don't even know. Like, it's not like it's a celebrity or something. Like, it's just a random person. Like, I don't know. Makes me feel like a bad person, I guess, because I'm here thinking, like, I don't want to hear about people dying and shit, but I guess I wouldn't want that for myself or, like, for other people that I know. But, yeah, just rambling now, I guess. Anyways, yeah, death is a boring conversation topic, in my opinion.
You're a terrible person, Andrew, for a number of different reasons. One, you call into this awful, awful program. That's not true. I take all that back. It's not true. Mainly because I think I mixed up. I flip flopped your voicemails. So the beginning of your first voicemail, you're like, I think we're just going to call in and leave too. Well, that should have been second. But anyway, so that is not a specifically Irish thing. I think it could be, first, second generation immigrants where they seem, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go with this. They seem more fixated on death. No, I don't think that's it. Because I vividly remember my grandmother, who was she was born here. Her father was from Portugal, and like she would say to me all the time about so and so being sick, and I would be like, Grammy, I have no clue who you're talking about. Oh, it's so and so's cousin's wife. I'm like, okay, I don't know who that is. I have no idea. So I don't think it's specific to any one ethnicity. I just think it's an old people thing. When you get to be a certain age, and again, you'll figure this out. When you get to a certain age, you start going to more funerals than weddings, and that's when the fucking tide turns. All right. And so this year for me, I think has been that sort of page turn, because I've been to a lot more funerals this year than weddings. Um, there was a couple weddings that supposed to go to, didn't go for one reason or another. However, funerals had to go to quite a few. Been to, I think, 3. But the other thing too is, think about it this way, okay? What is the one thing we all have in common? One thing: death. We all die. It's literally the one commonality for every single person on planet Earth that has ever existed, ever, is death. So that could be why conversations tend to go that way, because that's the one thing that connects us all. I mean, maybe birth, but I mean, when you're born, you can't really conversate. And it's not as if you're coming out of the womb like, oh, fuck, what is going on? All I think of is like Will Ferrell, that old SNL skit where he's a newborn and he's got a full fucking mustache and he's smoking a cigarette. Oh, that was good stuff. Classic. So that, it's the one tie that binds us all together is death. So that could be why people talk about it all the time, because it's just something that's it comes up. Plus, nobody likes it, and it's not as if they're making that at least I don't think making that conversation to because it's a good thing, right? I don't know. I guess it depends on the person. I don't know how old Andrew is. I'm going to assume he's a younger guy in his 20s. That's my assumption. As an old fuck, as an official old, uh, it starts to get a little bit more dark as you get a little older, where you can kind of, it's not like you can see, the end of the road, but you feel it coming. There's a turn up ahead. You can see the turn, and when you make that turn, like, whoop, that could be the end. So it's there, and it's you have to deal with it in your own way, which is the other commonality that we have. You can't tell someone how to deal with their impending doom. Not even doom, that's the wrong word. With their impending end. Like, nobody wants to die too soon, right? People, in general, just want to keep living. It's usually how it goes. Some people don't, but However, his complaint about people always talking about it and it being a boring conversation topic, accurate. That's accurate. And that tells me that whoever is bringing that up literally has nothing else to talk about. So your mother has nothing else to talk about with you. So it's now up to you. It's up to you to end the conversation with, thank you for calling, mother. I appreciate it. It was wonderful to talk to you. I love you. Goodbye. Before she can bring up death, you got to know when to cut it off. And you know what the worst part is? Because this has happened to me 1,000 times. You're having a conversation with it happened with my grandmother's. And so you're having a conversation, and then whatever the conversation was, it stops. So it's like, well, so then I wrapped that up, and I got an A on my history test. Oh, that's great. Your great uncle Joey died. Oh, that was a Freudian slip on my part. I'm going to apologize to my wife for that one. My apologies. Didn't mean that. I swear to God. But there's the slight pause, and then death. That's where the conversation goes. I was on such a good that was a really good point, and I totally fucking botched that. And I'm 7 minutes into this segment, so I can't start over. Oh no, that is not good. But anyways, yeah, too much death. My uncle passed away last week. It was unfortunate. He was in his early 70s. That was one of the funerals I had to go to. And here I am fucking talking about death. Fucking A. Like, don't do that. But look, it's the one thing that we all have in common. And eventually you're going to get to a point where your life is so boring that all you can talk about is death. Okay, free ad time. Last week I did a charity. I can still do a charity. Good Sports. Good Sports. Check it out. Goodsports.org. A wonderful organization. They give sporting goods and equipment to underserved youth throughout the greater Boston, New England region. Check it out, goodsports.org. Another free ad. Friend of the show, Wicked Modern Websites. Wicked Modern Websites. wickedmodernwebsites.com. Web design, SEO, consultations, content management systems, strategies, brandings, the whole works. They'll do it for you. My buddy AP, he will do you well. That sounded weird. Fuck, he will do you well. Ugh. I don't know if he'll do you well. That's between you and him. But I have a feeling he'd probably build you a pretty good website. So, you can check that out. Oh, God, I'm the worst. wickedmodernwebsites.com. All right, as it is Thursday, and it's time for everyone's favorite part of the program, 3 gripes. Gripe number 1. Now, I am guilty of being exceptionally petty. However, I am well within my rights this time around. The Mercedes electric car commercial that features A Christmas Carol fucks that whole thing right in the eye. Ebenezer Scrooge is in bed. All of a sudden, an apparition appears. It's Jacob Marley. And I think so. I honestly, my entire recollection of A Christmas Carol is a little skewed. But anyways, there's the apparition, and he says, "We're gonna show you Christmas past," and there's this, fuck. It's just a fucking awful commercial, okay? It's for an electric car. Fuck. They do the Christmas past thing. He's standing in the street. There's horse and buggies. He gets his bare feet get covered in shit. Because he's in the street, and God knows where, because it's a completely I don't know the right word for it, but there's no, you don't know where this guy is. You just know he's in the past. Then he goes to the present, and there he is again, now standing on an overpass, and he's looking down now on the side of the road, and See, it's modern day traffic, and there's a guy sitting in a truck just says, "Oh, come on," and that's it. That's the cut. Nothing else happens except it's traffic. You hear some horns, and then the guy, "Oh, come on," and then it says, "And now here's the future," and it's a shot of this dumb fucking car. It's like, hold on. Scrooge, in this particular instance, is a young white man with a perfectly trimmed 5 o'clock shadow in his silk sheets. He's wearing a t-shirt and pants to bed. There's something wrong there. Maybe it's because I'm fat. Like, how many dudes wear fucking pants to bed? Pajama pants to bed. How many fucking dudes do that? I would hope not many. But anyways, here he is, young, white, probably a fucking investment banker at Goldman Sachs. And then he just gets in the car and wistfully drives away. That's the future. It's fucking peonies and like no traffic, and it's all because he got into this fucking absurdly expensive electric Mercedes. The thing that gets me, okay, Mercedes is not a poor company. They've made a ton of commercials, and I think this is a general gripe for like car commercials in general. Why are they all so fucking dumb? And it's that time of year, folks. You know what's coming. You know what's coming. It's the old put a bow on top of a new car season, throw that into a fucking commercial as if normal people are buying anybody a new Lexus for fucking Christmas. No? No, because it doesn't fucking happen. The only time it would happen is if it was a fucking 1995 Nissan Altima that you're buying for your kid. You put a fucking bow on that and you throw the key at him like, "Oh, you got to pay the insurance, motherfucker." Just a fucking horrible, horrible commercial. I hope they don't sell a single one of those fucking things, and I am very pro electric car to a point. I think if you start flooding the market with these electric cars, it's gonna kill the grid. You need to start from the top down. So you need more renewable energy than the electric cars. You can't go the other way around. Can't go electric cars and then try to build out renewable energy because that ain't gonna fucking happen. But again, it ain't gonna happen because there's way too much fucking oil money greasing the assholes of the right. You know what I mean? And the left, let's be real. Boy, that went off the rails quick, huh? Oof. Yikes. Gripe number 2. Facebook Live videos selling fake bags. Fake bags. Fake, uh, what's the word? Fuck. Fake designer bags. That's what designer. It's as if, hey, the municipalities have shut down the black markets on Canal Street and in Chinatown throughout the country. So now we're gonna have Facebook Live videos. So now we're gonna be even more like out in the open, yet flourishing nonetheless. And there's a reason the supply chain is clogged, ladies and gentlemen. There's a reason that you cannot get that brand new Furby for your kid, or that fucking Turbo Man doll, or that PlayStation 5 that little Sally is just pining for. It's because all of the ports in the United States are full of fake designer bags. Probably not, but you get the gist. Drives me fucking bonkers. I really don't care. I don't. I really don't care. I just find the whole concept ludicrous. But that's just me. Gripe number 3. Attorneys. This past Sunday, we attended the Patriots v. Cleveland Browns matchup, where the Patriots went out and absolutely fucking steamrolled the Browns. I mean, steamrolled them. It was embarrassing. Like, here I am thinking, I was nervous. I didn't bet on the game because I thought for sure it was going to be tight. Nope. Nope. That was a loose game. At the tailgate, there was a group next to us. Started off relatively small, and I was like, oh, okay, these guys seem okay. It was only a few of them. Well, it grew throughout the course of the day. Filled up with, I would say, folks in their 20s, very well dressed, like too well dressed for a football game. I don't think there were any jerseys. I think they were all just wearing their Burberry winter coats and stylish boots. Men, women, the like. There was one gentleman who seemed to be the ringleader for the affair. A thick Chicago accent on this guy, and rocking what looked to be a very large Patriots Super Bowl ring. Now, a hypothesis between myself and my brother was that it was fake, but it was a really nice fake. Then again, as the morning went on, you start to get an idea of who these people were, because now they start talking litigation. And they're going on, and this guy is holding court, telling stories in the parking lot of Gillette Stadium. I wonder if he maybe did some legal work for the team at one point, and as a thank you was given a Super Bowl ring, perhaps. Because honestly, there are a lot of them floating around out there. They're very generous with their tertiary rings. They're not the player ring or the team front office ring. They're like the backroom staff ring. A little smaller, maybe not real diamonds. But this guy was, he was rocking it. And it got me thinking, is there a more boring profession than law in a social setting? Because if you're not with other attorneys or other legal legal eagles. That was terrible. If you're not with other legal eagles, it's boring conversation, right? There's nothing of substance there because you can't be talking litigation with people who don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Or, even if they have a sort, kind of an idea of what you're talking about, it's still not going to make for a good back and forth. So all it's going to be is you're going to be listening to this guy talk or this girl talk the whole time about something you really don't care about. Sure, that can be said for a lot of different conversations that you have, but I think it's worse with attorneys. That's just what I think. Because they just come off as terribly boring people to begin with. They fight and fight and fight. And work so very hard to pass the bar exam. Every attorney that I knew that was in law school, and there weren't many, I think it was only like 3 or 4 through the course of growing up and, friend of friends and shit like that. It was always that they couldn't be around because they had to study for the bar. Oh, when's that? Is it this weekend? No, it's in 6 months. What? It's like they fucking scrap and claw and spend hours, days, months studying to pass this test. And then once they pass it, it's like, oh, okay, I'm boring now. all of their energy sapped, done, gone. And now they get to be boring and wealthy. Maybe not entirely wealthy, but the odds are in their favor. So yeah, if you know an attorney and you care to disagree, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. That's it for the show. Big thanks again to Scott, AP Dave, to Andrew. Thank you so much, guys, for calling in. It's appreciated. Please, I beg of you, tell your friends. It's a wonderful outlet. 617-657-4736. Call in. Now, I'm formulating plans for maybe a pre-episode 100 event. There will be no show next week. There will be no show the week after. Next week is Thanksgiving. Maybe I'll do a show next week, but maybe it won't be like an official episode. Who knows? And then the week after, I'm on vacation. So, tentatively, episode 100, the big fucking 100th episode of this stupid fucking bullshit show, would drop on the 9th day of December. 9th day of December. Fingers crossed that nothing goes wrong. But I'm going to try to do some sort of maybe an Instagram live, or maybe I'll do them all. Twitter Spaces, Instagram Live, something on YouTube, something on StreamYard, which is something I've been looking into. But, I don't really have a camera, so maybe I should get one of those. I don't know. We'll see. But I ask you to tell your friends. Let's get on board here, okay? I know that everybody has something to complain about. I know that for an absolute fucking fact. It's true. Complaining is not really good for you in general. But think about it as it's a tad cathartic to release. Okay, if you have some stress built up and you need to release, I don't mean that in a disgusting sexual way. Please don't be that person. You can call in, be on the show. Once episode 100 is complete, we're going to hopefully get back to having some guests on the show. Love to do some more guest appearances via Zoom. Maybe I'll rent a VFW and we'll have a big live show. Probably not. I'm also formulating plans to do a second podcast where it might be entirely sports related, just because, again, I am a dummy and don't know anything else. But for now, the road to 100 is almost complete. So please go to my Twitter page at ComplaintsPod, my Instagram page at ComplaintsPod. I have a Facebook page, but as always, fuck Facebook. I have a YouTube page that I don't use. I don't have TikTok. Some other stuff. Get ready. Go to the Instagram page this week. You will see some bathroom marketing this week. That's the plan. Hopefully can get some bathroom marketing going throughout the greater mid-Illinois, western Indiana area. And then on vacation, I will be in Detroit, and then all of Ohio. It's a glorious vacation, okay? Fuck yourself. But listen, thank you as always. I've just rambled. Oof. Man, Dayquil. I am hopped up. Yikes. Hopefully that was a good end to the program, huh? Probably not. But that's it. Thank you as always. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know why I just said that. Oh, man. This is terrible. All right. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Godspeed. Ta-ta.
speech. I am speechless.